I'd like to welcome you all to the Fraser Recreation Commission meeting of September 3rd at 7 o'clock. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Item number 3, roll call. Commissioner Hunter,
Present, yes.
Commissioner Rice,
Here.
Commissioner Walker,
Here.
Commissioner Hunt, here. Commissioner Cook.
Here.
All right, item number 4.
Wait, can we
Oh, sorry.
excuse
Oh,
Commissioner, what's her name? Rostelli?
okay. So Chris Cook wants to make a motion.
Yes, to excuse.
Excuse.
I second.
Okay. So motion by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Hunter. Oh, Rice,
yeah.
sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, approval of the agenda for September 3rd, 2024.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda for September 3rd, 2024.
With eliminating number 8.
Yeah, okay. I'll second that.
Okay, so Commissioner Rice made a motion to approve the agenda for September 3rd, eliminating number 8, seconded by Commissioner Hunter. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All approved. Okay. The approval of the minutes from the regular meeting, July 9th, 2024.
I'll approve the minutes from July 9th, 2024.
I'll second.
Okay, the minutes from the regular meeting of July 9th were approved by Commissioner Cook and seconded by Commissioner Walker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And item number 6, the volunteer group reports.
Vanya Apps with the Fraser First Booster Club. Let's see, since the last time we were here, we have coming up the BCSEM luncheon being held on September 19th at the Hanover Grove Community Center. It's hosted by Fraser First and Hanover Grove for the city of Fraser. It's the Beautification Council of Southeastern Michigan, and we're always excited to partner up with Hanover Grove. They've been awesome, very helpful. So that's coming up September 19th. Our next Fraser First Booster Club meeting is September 11th, and because the library was occupied, we're going to hold that meeting at Hanover Grove Community Center as well. They graciously offered to give us the room that evening. So at 6 o'clock is our executive board meeting. 6:30 we start the regular meeting, and that's on Saber Lane and the complex of Hanover Grove. So we had the presentation to council to start working again with the city. Not again, but we kind of reignited that relationship that we've had through all these years. So I'm going to meet with Chris, and we're going to kind of look at, just show Chris the outline of what we're hoping to do for Steffens Park coming up. So looking forward to that, looking for grants, kind of been searching for some grants to kind of get that started. And of course, we're always welcoming new members. If you know of anybody that's interested in getting involved with the Steffens Park project, this would be a good time to join Fraser First. And I think that's about it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but I think that's our upcoming stuff. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
All right, and then we have the Fraser Beautification Club. So I'll speak for them. It's Echo Hunt, 17931 Airport. We have our planting of the downtown Fraser area ready to go, and we're going to do that on September 7th. That's this coming Saturday, scheduled for 9 a.m. And might be running a little late because we're going to grab some plants from the wedge over there by Garfield and Utica, and that's planned for 8 o'clock, but it shouldn't take more than an hour, I wouldn't think. So anybody that wanted to join us there at the corner of Garfield and 14 Mile on September 7th at 9 o'clock are welcome. And we had I wouldn't say a loan, I wouldn't say it's a donation, but we have the plants bought, and we're gonna work on funding later. It may be a donation, we might have to do a raffle or a drawing or something too. I'm still trying to work with the city, with DPW, and I think Rob's been on vacation.
Yeah.
That's what I had heard when I called, so he wasn't getting back to his email. Anyway, so September 18th is our next meeting. It's at 6:30. It's at the Fraser Library on 15 and Hayes, and that's it. Anybody that's interested, come on by, either to help us dig, plant, or continue. I also forgot to mention that I think tomorrow is the first Wednesday of the month, and we had said that we would stop over, anybody that wanted to, go over and help the Baumgartner Gardens. Anybody that's interested in doing that, they meet from 6 to 8.
They're canceled because of that intersection,
Oh, okay, I knew the open house was canceled, I didn't know the planting was. Okay. Okay, so that clears up your Wednesday, and that's all I have. Thank you. All right, the next thing is item number 7, the administration report.
So I was going to start off by talking about our upcoming movie night. It's on Saturday, September 14th at 8 p.m. Put a little bit of a poll on Facebook and changed the movie from Wonka to How to Train Your Dragon. Seemed to be the favorite pick, so it was between that and Finding Nemo. So again, that will have free popcorn, free cotton candy, and free face painting at the event. And that will start around 6:30 as far as the face painting, and will end as soon as the movie starts. We'll also be doing a raffle to give away the movie as well. If you guys can make it, please join. I know that we had a council member and the mayor at the last one. We had about 50 people. I forgot that I didn't get a chance to talk about it at our last meeting. So the first one that we did was Shrek, and that got about 50 people. The night went well. It was a little bit windy, so we weren't sure if we were going to be able to run it, but we were able to run it. We had about 50 people. It was well received. I'm hoping for bigger on this one now that people have seen it, saw that it was a lot of fun and just kind of a relaxed night. At this September 14th one, I've asked, or I've agreed with Sam's Club to come. They are offering to hand out anyone who doesn't have a membership to do like a cheap rate to get a first-time membership through Sam's Club. And then what they're going to do is hand out like chips and drinks and little snacks for everyone who attends. Another thing that I haven't had a chance to touch on was pickleball and archery. As you guys know, that I ran a archery program, 2 beginner classes and intermediate where they had to pass the class first. We had 10 people signed up for the first one, 6 people for the second one, and only 2 people signed up for the intermediate. However, it seems to be how it goes for archery, and the owner of the archery program we go through was very happy with everything that happened and couldn't believe that we sold out on our beginners class. So I'm hoping to bring that back again next year. Seems to be well received. And then pickleball, we still have pickleball continuing. It's been going on. We have about 40 people with the app and that are a part of the app and communicate, take pictures, talk to each other, talk about the upcoming, who's going to be there, and, to bring drinks, stuff like that. It's a great communication tool. We're going to try to go as long as we can, and so that might go past September if we can do it, but it's been great. Again, another thing that I think that Fraser has kind of needed a nudge to, as far as the community, to get people together, to kind of see what we can do as a community, bring people to kind of have some fun with each other, meet new people, and then also utilize the courts that we have.
Is that Tuesday, Thursday?
Tuesday and Thursday, and it's from 6 to whatever, usually about 8 o'clock, but obviously it's getting darker, so I'm sure they'll call it a little bit before then. Again, that's,
Yeah, they do have lights.
They do have lights.
I'm just saying it might just go till 8 o'clock because they might be tired.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's something, again, that I want to pick up next year. I think a lot of our events that we've done as a Parks and Recreation has been well received, and the attendance, I think, will grow, and the second year will kind of determine if we should continue it or not. First year is kind of building a base, word of mouth, and second year is kind of seeing where we're at. And same with archery, we ran 2 beginner classes, like I've said, and that seemed to be well-liked. I can't guarantee that it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be so popular, but 10 people and 6 people for the beginners classes is a success in my eyes. The Fraser Fireman Open House is on October 6th. Still trying to figure out the time. I'm hoping to know by tomorrow. I talked to Nicole from Public Safety. She's kind of the one who's leading it. We're supposed to meet tomorrow. We're supposed to meet tomorrow afternoon to talk about it a little bit further. I can tell you that as far as Parks and Recreation, she was hoping that we could do a craft table like we did last year. Bring some face painting, and I was thinking maybe balloon twisting as well, just as a addition onto that. And maybe bring in some vendors to sell. And I guess that was a popular thing as well last year. And I come today asking if you guys were there, last year, if you guys can tell me what we had, or if you remember any of the vendors, so that I can try to reach out. I'll try to reach out to new vendors, but also I'm asking if,
Vendors last
There was a
year.
couple vendors. There wasn't many.
okay. We can bring in vendors. It was something that was discussed as a good idea. If you guys have anyone that you can think of, you can email me after the meeting or tomorrow and just give me some ideas. It'd be great. If you guys can attend it once I know the time, it'd be great to have the Recreation Commission be a part of the craft event and just kind of show our face and be a big supportive of the public safety event for the fire awareness. Again, I will get back to you guys with times once I have that, figured out. I was talking to them about potentially other entertainment to bring there. I had a couple of ideas. I didn't know how it would play out. I don't think that they're interested in it, but some of the ideas I had was to bring kind of a spin-off of the whole fire awareness, was to bring fire jugglers and or fire breathing. Thought that would be kind of a attraction to the event to bring more people in. But I think that might be something that we look at next year to make it bigger. This year it's just going to kind of be trying to remain the same. I think it was well attended last year. I wasn't here, but that's what I've heard. I know that they're going to have hot dogs as the goal. They did that again last year, and they gave away a lot of hot dogs. It's a nice free event. Magic show in November. I've talked about a magic show. It's going to be on November 2nd at 12 o'clock. I'll have an online registration like I did for the marshmallow drop. It'll be a free event. And we'll have 100 kids sign up. And I'll try to do it as the same way that I did the marshmallow drop, where if you can't attend, I'm going to ask them to reach out to me and kind of replace those people and with a wait list that I'll gather.
What day was that again?
November 2nd, it's a Saturday. And that will be at the Fraser Lions Club banquet hall. The Christmas event, that's obviously our next big event. It's kind of like the parade for me and trying to learn as much as I can. I wasn't there last year, so I know that we have a normal Santa Claus that comes, and unfortunately, he's unable to make it to this event. So I was able to secure someone that I've used previously, and so I just have to give him a time, give him an update, but I was able to secure a Santa for the event. A couple things I wanted to touch on was we had a charity polar plunge where I think council and a few different people were able to do it for charity, and we're going to do that again. Ice sculpting, I think, was a big part of it. I like to bring that back. And then if we don't do for the open house for the fire awareness day, I was thinking of having the fire breathers or the fire jugglers at the Christmas event. I thought that would be kind of cool in the snowy, I think it's going to be pretty dark by then, but I thought that would be kind of a nice little of attraction amongst other things. Again, but this is something I'm still learning about what else we had there. I know that we had the band, I believe, there, so I'll be asking the band to come back.
We have fire pits with marshmallows and making s'mores.
Yep, so I was going to do a couple fire pits and a s'more station or a couple of s'more stations. So again, this is one of those events that it'd be nice if you guys can be there, and I would love to have you guys, work a station or rotate or something like that.
That was December.
That's going to be on December 7th. And that's a Saturday, I believe. Something I didn't have on the administration report that I wanted to touch on is one of the things that's under my belt is the Senior Activity Center. Commented on it last time, I believe, that we had a meeting. So I wanted to give an update that as far as our events are concerned, we've had all sellouts basically for our events, which is going to certain either restaurants or going to the Detroit Princess Cruise or Selfridge. The casino, we have a casino night, but all those were sold out in a few days. So the events are doing real well still for the Senior Activity Center. We're still looking to add new ones. Diane's been able to come up with new ideas or returning ideas that has done well. The one thing that I have kind of looked into just at the very beginning was something called Bianca Tours. And they do bus tours kind of like we do, but on a coach bus, so a lot bigger scale. And then they kind of have a set destination of where they go and kind of a list of things to do. It's a little bit more expensive, but I kind of want to get a poll out there to see if the seniors would be interested in something like that, kind of a little bit different, a little bit more upscale or bigger. Thought that could be a fun event for them. So they go to different places depending on which package we pick, and the price all depends on which one we do. I'm hoping that when we pick a package, that it would be a little bit discounted rather than going through, them trying to get I think we need at least 10 people for the event. But I'm at the very beginning of that. I just received their little pamphlet, and that's something I want to put out on social media to kind of get a feedback of who would be interested, or send it to our senior housing. And it'd be, you don't have to be a member, but maybe it'd be a discounted rate if you're a member. That's pretty much it. Did you guys have any questions as far as?
For the open house, I know one year that the Lions Club had a hayride.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe talking into them to see if they would like to participate too with the hayride.
I can bring that up.
And then for the magic show, do we have to sign up? Can we just show up? Like if I want to come, do I have to sign up? Because I know last time you guys had something, you had a lot of people that didn't show up and I was gonna come, but you said it was sold out, so I didn't.
I don't mind if adults come. I'm sure we'll have plenty. I just want to do at least get 100 kids signed up. I'm gonna make it so that all you have to do is sign up your child for the event. I'm presuming that it would be at least one parent per child, and maybe some families will bring two if necessary. So if we got 100 kids and they all bring in one adult, we're over the 190, but usually not all 100 will show up. So last time I did 80, this time I'm going to do 100 to kind of cover the people who don't show up. Is there any other questions?
Oh, and for the craft, are you gonna come up with a craft? Do you want us to work on a craft? Do you wanna?
It's either or. I'm going to try to come up with some ideas. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it. If you guys want to give me your opinions, or in the next week, if you guys have opinions. I was told that we've done birdhouses before. That went well. Again, I wasn't here, so
That was at the summer. That was in the summer craft that I ran.
Okay.
Summer craft program, we did birdhouses. We need to do something fall.
Okay. But it's something to think about, and I thought we could kind of discuss it if you have any type of, so
She has something.
you want to just come up and,
Vanya Apps, 31641 York Street. I know last year the library was there, and they did a pumpkin craft as well, and I know they're very interested in coming back, so I'll shoot them that date, and I'll have her.
maybe we can design pumpkins, do pumpkin decorating or something like that.
They brought little styrofoam pumpkins for the kids to decorate and take home,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
they are very interested in coming, so I was just waiting to hear if there was a date for that open house, so that's great.
Okay.
I know Fraser First will most likely be there. We did games. We had games for them they were, just.
I was told that Fraser First and those type of organizations will be invited to come. I just, I wasn't sure what they've done previously, so.
Right, they had them there. And I don't know, was it Goodfellows that did the chili cook-off during that too? During the firefighters' open house?
They used to, I don't know if they did it last
They
year.
didn't do that. I don't think
Oh,
they
they
did
didn't?
last year.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll write it down as something we can propose.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is there any crafts ideas that you guys can think of off the top of your head, or do you want some more?
Well, last year they did have the crafts inside.
Yeah, we did a craft and
It was, but it all got like, nobody was watching it and it got like,
yeah, it was just a bunch of like stuff thrown on the table and people just took it. Some made them, some didn't. Yeah.
Did we have anyone at the table that was watching them?
No. I'll think of something. Let me think if I can come up with something.
Okay, well,
there's also gonna be a lot of kids, so you gotta,
Right.
there was a lot last year.
yeah,
So you gotta think of something that, because the kids are gonna be upset if they don't get to that craft table and then there's nothing there.
yeah, something that's, we can do, again, I don't know how many people came, but over 100.
Oh, easily, yeah.
So we'd have to probably do over about 200 different crafts, or at least have it on hand in case we have enough people. Be prepared for it. And then obviously we're going to want to have someone at the table supervising. And if we don't have that much, as far as participation, like different tables at it, then that gives us, we could have 2-3 people at that helping.
Is it gonna be inside this room over here?
I believe it's going to be inside the fire bay.
Oh, inside the fire bay? Okay.
Yeah.
That's where it was last year. And everybody, when you were waiting in line to get that face painting, that's where the parents waited in line. They sent their kids over there and did the crafts.
Yeah, I was hoping to have 2 face painters, because I heard last year we had one, and it was a backup, so I was thinking 2 face painters and maybe a balloon twister, because that will help the line of each. It kind of splits them up a little bit. Well, that's really it for my administration report.
Do you have a balloon twister in mind?
The person that I'm using for face painting, she also has a balloon twister, so I was thinking of asking her of someone. If you have someone in mind, I'll write it down if they don't have someone. because it might be part of like where we can do a package deal with them because they're coming to our movie night.
Do you know if they're bringing the medical helicopter again?
I don't know that.
You're gonna wanna know that, because how you set up your vendors or any of your organizations, they have to be out of the way of that helicopter's landing space.
I will ask about that. Thank you. Yeah, and this is, again, like I said at our last meeting, this is their event. We're just kind of trying to help in any way possible. Lend a helping hand, ideas, thoughts, and then we're going to let them choose what they want to do and run the event. Obviously, it's theirs. So we're just trying to partner with them and help out in any way we can. So we're at their discretion of how they want us to be used.
I would be there. I could say I'll be there October 6th as long as my daughter's not in labor or had her baby yet, because she's due on the 9th, so
All right, well, that's something that we can
that will be like, to be determined.
talk from now to then.
That's a couple weeks away.
Yeah.
I can, so I'll let you know, I can be there.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Do you want kids to help? Because my son wants to help. He wants to help with the movie night too. He was at the last movie night. He's 12.
I don't mind. I'll if he wants to help, he can help.
Well, I figured for at least a fireman open house, he can even help at the craft table.
Yeah.
He can sit and like try to keep things organized.
Yeah, absolutely. Just if you wouldn't mind sending me his information so that I have it. It just helps the more the better, more organized, more supervision. So
Okay. All right, anything else? Anybody?
That's it.
Okay, so we are at item number 9, citizen participation.
Nothing.
Anything else? Okay. Item number 10, commission members with reports, I'm sorry. So we'll start with Commissioner Hunter. He is shaking his head.
Oh, sorry, no report.
Commissioner Rice?
Only thing I want to say is, I think it's a good time to bring Frolic and Fraser back, or try to get it started.
Oh,
I was looking over that earlier, and I think we should look into that. Echo has all the ideas, and she could send it to you.
that was like, just like a summer.
Yeah, it was
a
like
monthly thing,
every
or was that
month.
just
It was
oh,
a
yeah.
monthly thing.
That was every month, yeah.
what was it again? I'm sorry.
It was the Frolic and Fraser, just to have at least an event, which you're already almost doing, as long as you have a monthly event, or would you like? to-
Every month is something
Yeah,
different.
Yeah,
and I have been trying to do that.
Are we doing a trunk or treat?
I wasn't. I was told that we have a few in the area. You're talking about as far as a city is doing it, not that
Did we have one last year, or Fraser first had one?
Fraser first had one, and I went and represented it.
Oh, yeah.
Represent it at that event.
Okay.
So
is that the Ramshorn one?
But,
Is that the Ramshorn? one?
Yes.
What day is that, do you know?
man, you would know.
I keep seeing it on Facebook.
I saw it.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I saw something on Facebook. I can't remember.
I'll look it up. Hold on.
All right.
So I know that we have a lot of trunk or treats in the areas,
Okay.
is what I was told. My idea was to kind of bring something that I used to do in another city. And that was, we called it Halloween in the Park. And obviously ours were, you sold tickets to, and we used to get about 500 kids to it. The problem with it, or at least the area of concern, is it's a very costly event. And basically what it is you get hay and you line up the hay in different stacks. You know, sometimes it's one high, two high, and you basically make a long route with it. And you have to go buy Halloween decorations for the future, but you line it up with Halloween decorations, and then every so often you kind of have one of the big ones to kind of separate it, kind of, as all the kids love to see the big Halloween decorations. And then you have 40 stations, or however many, and each station will be a volunteer, or we used to have the National Honors students come and do it, and they used to volunteer for their hours. And they would hand out candy that we provided to them. So let's say there's 40 stations. Station 1 is Snickers, Station 2 is Kit Kats, so on and so forth. And the kids basically come and they walk this path. And it gives the kids a safe environment, 40 different stations of different candy, and the volunteers are all dressed up, and it's kind of you do multiple different time slots. So you do 3 different time slots. And it's a simple but fun activity for the kids. They love it. It usually does well. And we've done where there's a pumpkin patch at the end where we go and buy pumpkins or have them delivered to us. We've done it where we had cider and donuts. But it's a pretty costly event, buying the candy, and you're buying a lot of candy for 500 kids, 40 different stations. The hay, the decorations. Now the decorations you'd have for the second year, third year, but you have to replace them. So there's a significant cost to it. But it's another fun activity for Halloween or, in October that you can do for the kids. It's just an idea to bring here. I'm not sure if it'd be well received. Might be one of those things where we have to start small and only have.
I think we should try it.
I was going to say St. Clair Shores offers one like that where they have community members like Shots and, Vic's Diner or whoever, and they come bring the candy. They set it up on a pathway. St. Clair Shores charges $2, I think, a person per kid, I think it is, or $3. And they do the same kind of thing, but instead of us buying the candy, it's that whoever wants to sponsor an area, and they do really well. They have this huge path that's just filled with sponsors.
Yeah, and we could do something like that. It would just be if we don't get, let's say 40 people or whatever is left over, the city would be on the hook to pay for the rest of the candy. So we have to be prepared in the budget for a significant cost.
I was gonna say, it doesn't have to be 40.
people, but,
Well, that's what I was saying. We could start small
Yeah.
and do 20 stations, but it's still 20 stations. And let's say we can put a cap on it, but let's just say we got 500 kids. It's still a lot of candy. So it's just another fun activity. It gives kids a safe place. They don't have to go out for Halloween if they don't want to or if they're too nervous. It's kind of like come to our park, walk this guided path, and then you go home. So it's like a quick walk through, and you have 3 different time slots to kind of separate them if you have that many people. Obviously, if we don't do 500 and we did 250, we can just do 2 different time slots. But it's an idea for not this year, but next year, something that we could talk about, try to come up with a price, get different pricings for everything. But that's a significant cost for the Parks and Recreation budget. But
like I said, yeah, I did a couple of years ago at the Lions Club is, I had like Fraser First Booster Club, there was like Tom McCoy and his plumbing business. There was many people who wanted to step up. Even there's some families that said, hey, I'd like to do this. I want to, set up a tent. They all set it up tents around the parking lot like this, and everybody just brought their own candy and they just passed it out, and the kids just walked around from tent to tent. And
so that's the other way we could do it to cut down on costs. If we didn't want to go that full route, is we could set up so that they're just kind of walking around a parking lot or walk around the park and just kind of make a guided path. The idea I was having is kind of like if we were just going to go full into it, if we can find it in our budget to do it.
What's the estimate cost for it?
It's real tough because I'd have to see how much decorations
Yeah.
are. I know candy is thousands, $4 or $5 grand for just the candy for something that big of scale. Prices might have gone up due to recent years. And, prices usually do go up. Again, where I used to do it, tickets were $10, $15.
Yeah.
But if we did a free event, if we had it in the budget, it doesn't really matter. But if we didn't have it in the budget, it'd be something where we'd have to somehow charge money and recoup those costs.
my concern is all these free events, when next year comes around, people are going to expect them to be free again.
Right. But
We need to start charging for something here and there now and then, so people get used to paying for something, because, I mean, it's nice that they're free, but, I mean, eventually, we can't have everything free.
Yeah.
yeah, and so the thought is our budget is made, or the Parks and Recreation budget is made by the taxpayers, and that's why the events are free, is because the budget was put together by the taxpayers. The other thought is that, yes, there is a budget for it, but at the same time, there's significant costs for a lot of these events to have, to improve on, to get the numbers, and also, like we've discussed before, to keep people honest of coming to the event. You can say that you're gonna come to the event and sign up for it, but if it's free, you got nothing to lose if you don't show up.
Right.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's a city around here that has every event free. I mean, I know St. Clair Shores, Grosse Pointe, they all charge something for their events. And
Yep.
eventually, we're gonna run out of money, and then people are gonna say, I'm not going, it was free last year, why wasn't it free this year?
Yeah, and I think that it's something we should look at for the 2025 season, starting with, obviously, our first event probably being the marshmallow drop. That's the big ticket, even if it was $5, at least it's something to try to keep people honest. I don't know if $5 is enough to keep people to still come, but that's something that has to be discussed, in depth about the future of Parks and Rec and what we want to do, if we want to keep it free or if we want to charge a little bit. But again, if we can do these big events and people are coming, they're having a good time, they're going to want to pay something. They won't care. At least my thought process is they won't care if it's $10. They're going to want to be a part of it, the social, the kids having a good time. And no matter where you go, as we just discussed, there's always a cost to it. Especially to go see Santa Claus or something for a Christmas event, you're paying a lot of money for those pictures and stuff like that. So I think the opportunity is there. But I know that we've always ran free events, and that I believe that that's what our community is used to. So
So do you know how much is left in our budget for this year?
I don't have it in front of me, but yes, I mean, I work within a budget. I have it in there, and obviously, we'll be able to tell you how much it is.
And our budget doesn't transfer to next year, right?
Correct. Now, our budget was increased, I forget if it was 5,000 or 10,000 for programming for this year. So it has been increased through city council, city manager. So I believe it's maybe 30,000 is what the total fiscal year would be. So we have it in the budget to run some of these big events.
But we'd have, if we collected money, we would have more in the budget to make them even bigger and better. I mean, I don't, that's just an opinion.
Yeah. So again, that's something we're going to have to discuss and ultimately bring up to either council, city manager. I'm not sure who takes the lead on that decision, or if that's something that falls on me ultimately after I discuss it with city manager. But
The budget runs from July to July?
July to June.
Okay, July to June?
Yeah.
Do you know, so you've got 30,000 this year, so you had like 25,000 last year?
It was either 20 or 25, I believe.
Do you know how much was left over
I
that rolled away?
Or like 10.
Yeah, I could tell you how much we have. I just don't have it in
Yeah,
front of me.
that's, I guess that's what we kind of want to know is like,
But
so
yeah,
if we
how much
didn't
was
use
at the
it,
end of the year, last June, or this past
right, that rolled
June?
over into the general
Right.
fund and,
And though I started in December, obviously, I don't think we had as many activities as we have this year. So I know that I'm trying to use as much budget as I can. And then, don't forget, too, is my future is not what we're doing right now, too. It's also going to be bringing back a lot of things to Fraser. I want to bring back as much as we can back different leagues, baseball leagues, softball leagues, kickball leagues, different things like that. That's going to, cost things. So this year is one of those where coming up with new events, ideas, people attend it, word of mouth gathers, and then the interest grows so that next year when we do some of our events, they can tell their friends, okay, this is an amazing event. Such as our Christmas in Fraser, our marshmallow drop. If we did a Halloween next year, we can show them, look at how fun this can be. It might be big, there might be a significant cost, but look at what we can do and how fun it is. So sometimes you have to start small and sometimes you have to just kind of go all in on it.
So on that note, if we decide we don't have time to plan a Halloween, whatever, stroll, whatever you want to call it, do you think there's money in the budget to say, hey, I want to go do Fraser First Booster Club at Ramshorn and, say I'm from Fraser Parks and Recs, or I want to go to the VFW hall and set up a little Fraser thing and have candy and the city would pay for the candy?
Yeah, I mean, I think the budget for programming, I mean, it's for programming. So if we decide that that's the best move for the city of going to a location and doing that, then yes.
Yeah, because you need more than just September to
Yeah.
plan something.
Yeah, I'm not yeah, this would be next year as far as the whole Halloween idea. That's going to be and it's going to have to be a lot of people volunteering and helping with that event. That can't just be a me event. That's a huge event that usually takes multiple people. It would take DPW volunteers to kind of work the event, make sure that we have enough candy. You always got to resupply them, make sure that everything is going smoothly, checking in on each of the volunteers, making sure they're handing out one piece of candy or 2 pieces of candy. Unfortunately, it's just not something that I would be able to handle on my own. So we have to get
I
volunteers.
think I have a really good location for your house. So I was already thinking Halloween stroll. And that Somerset Park there, it's all enclosed. They've got the parking lot because of the swim club, which will be closed in October. And it's, one time around is 1/10 of a mile. So you could have, even if you only had like 12 stations, you could space them out.
Right.
I mean, I think it could be done.
It could be, and I'm sure you would probably even get like city people to come do it, like, like the Bun Gardner people, they did it, or the
Right.
Historical Commission did it, and you can get stuff like
And
that.
that's what makes the event that much better is all the volunteers, because each station is usually a volunteer. It's not city workers. It's either businesses, or it could be a council member, it could be a recreation member, it could be the kids from the high school doing it for the hours for their National Honor Society. It can be anybody. It can be just parents who want to volunteer and just be a part of it. It makes a really fun event. You get to see, if we did a big scale one of 500, you see 500 kids in different outfits having a great time, because walking that trail is huge for them. Whereas for us, it might take us a couple minutes, but for them, it's a whole different ballgame. And then all the parents are dressed up and all the different volunteers are dressed up. So they walk into it, it's like it's the biggest, greatest thing ever. So
I think that's a great location, though.
Yeah.
I think that would be great.
McKinley would be great, but I think it's a half a
Way
mile.
too
around.
long.
Too long.
Yeah, that's
I think
way too
right
long.
at Somerset would be a nice little track.
Yeah,
It's nice
because it
little-
is contained and they have the parking. Because Blanky Park would be good too, but there's no parking.
right,
So,
I think we should start there and do something small.
Yes.
yeah,
Like 12 stations, and maybe put it out there and see if we can get maybe Shots to come, or, some of the businesses here, and bring some, a couple bags of say we have this many people, whatever, and they'll bring the candy and they can pass it out. They'll set up a little tent. They can set up some decorations. I mean, maybe put it out there on Facebook, looking for maybe pumpkins and hay barrels and stuff like that, if anybody could donate them, because I've got a lot donated before.
The other idea is to bring it from the other city that I used to work for. Is we used to do it like a camp out at the park. So what they would do is, we started just doing it one night is how it started off, but basically the family sign up for it, pay X amount of dollars. We bring like all the entertainment, so we might have an outdoor movie, we might have bounce houses, just different things that they can do to have some fun, and they basically sleep over at the park. Again, where I used to do it, we used to do breakfast in the morning for them and hand them breakfast. It's a little bit more challenging here, not having an indoor facility, so it would have to be something where we can quickly hand them something if we want to do a breakfast. But back on subject of, they just do a camp out, and it's just a fun day for them to come here. Maybe they're not ready to go camping for real because of the young age, but they kind of get to see what camping can be like, how much fun it is. And then if they're not ready, or if they're cold, or if there's something not going well for them, they can either pack up for the night and go home, or go sleep at home and come back the next day.
So it's like more like next summer.
It would be like a fall event, normally like September. That one was another really well attended, quickly sold out event. You know, you only can do a certain amount of sites that you call them where they can bring a tent. And so you basically sell them the campsite, and then you can bring them stuff like, we did a s'more station, so you do s'mores. So it's just like a backyard camp out, something.
It's a great idea, but I don't think there's enough time to plan that.
Not for this year, but I'm just saying for next year. I'm talking about kind of like growing into different programs because we were talking about budget and where the budget. That's just another idea of something where it would cost us a little bit of money, but it could be such a great event for the city.
So why my brain's thinking, so are we going to try to do a Halloween thing, or are we gonna try to hook up with one of the other organizations and do a trunk or treat with them, just so?
I think at this point, we're gonna have to talk to another organization for this year. I think, from what I was told, just with the amount of trunk or treats that we have in the area, different organizations who do it, I wasn't sure how well that would go over because, again, I'm coming from an outside in, looking at it, hearing that we have a bunch of them. And then with the open house or the fire open house, you know, and a couple of the other things going on, I thought we can do it for next year. But again, that's something that we can keep improving on. I think we've improved this year, bringing things in, bringing events in. Skyhawks was another thing that we brought in for sports. I thought that did pretty well. Did well in the fall. Summer didn't do well. Right now we're trying for, it did well in the spring. It didn't do well in summer. Now I'm trying to bring it back for the fall and get people for that. As you probably saw the advertisement for it. So we're just trying to bring more things back to the city of Fraser, more ideas, and keep growing and growing and growing. So that's why I'm kind of talking about next year bringing Halloween event, bringing a camp event, so stuff that we can keep building on.
Okay, so do you think, does it matter, or do you see a difference between Saturday and Sunday as far as participation?
As far as all events or as far as
No, it's like what you've done so far. You have some Saturdays, you have some Sundays. Have you noticed that
I
you
think
get better?
Saturdays are usually your better
best?
day doing it because then Sunday you kind of have another day before the week starts. Sunday, obviously, you have a lot of people in the morning.
Okay.
In church, and the kids can't really stay up late on Sundays.
So at this time, would I make a proposal that we put it on our calendar for October 25th, 2025, to get it on the calendar so that we can create a Halloween stroll? That way, we're not really doing a Halloween trunk or treat like they're already, but we have an event where, like Chris said, we can ask the community people if they want to come out or
Yeah,
if they
I'll
can't.
I'll add it onto my notes of something that we want to really.
I think it'd be great, like I said, I think it'd be great to start at Somerset, it's nice and small, it's enclosed, you can keep, you know, if you're paying
parking.
for people, there's parking, if you're paying for people to come and go, you know. you
There's
can-
only one way in and out. Yeah, there is the gate in and
Yeah.
the gate out, yeah.
There's two
Yes,
ways in and
Vanya?
out, but yeah.
I just realized, next year is the Baumgartner's big 150th anniversary, so I believe they picked September 7th for that. Keep that in mind.
Yes, they did. Yeah, October 7th,
Keep that in mind.
or September 7th.
Because not to necessarily avoid, but it would be cool if they could, if there's some way you could loop the theme of your Halloween to that date back when. That can be fun. Or education.
Okay.
But just do keep it in mind that that's gonna be going on.
Well, again, we have a year to think about
Right.
it, kind of think about where we want to do it, how we want to do it, but it's just different ideas to, again, make Parks and Rec
Yeah.
more activities, bigger activities. And I'm all about, obviously, taking our budget and using it as much as we can. I mean, that's why it's there. So
Right.
if we have the budget to do something like that, I say we go all in and go for it.
Okay. So if I made a motion, does somebody second, or is this not the right time to make motions?
I don't think you have to make a motion. I think.
Get it on there,
Just put it on the
calendar.
no calendar that we have. I mean.
Next year's calendar.
Well, I have it on my calendar for October 25th, 2025, so,
So my other thing is the Fraser First Booster Club, their trunk or treat is October 19th from 1 to 3 at Ramshorn.
It's Ramshorn.
Yes.
Ramshorn.
Okay, it's Ramshorn's.
So that would be a good one for Parks and Rec to pick a slot.
Yeah.
Pick a parking lot
decorate it, maybe get some kind of banner or something.
I'll
made.
reach out to Fraser first.
Rams.
Ramshorn.
Oh, you're saying Ramshorn is the one running the event? Okay. I'm sorry, I thought you were saying Ramshorn was the location for it. Okay, I got it. Okay.
When's that?
October 19th. And I think I would do it if somebody else would come with me.
I can. My kids and I go to it all the time. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Let me reach out and see what we can do as far as the Parks and Recreation Department. Yeah. Yep, so we can hand out our
And then I'll
activities.
find out when VFW's is. I know they have one too, and that's the only two I think there are in the city.
Last year was
Yeah.
really bad. We only had like 10 kids. Yeah, they did it last year
Oh
too.
yeah, that's because they took off of my event, because I started.
Yeah,
it
so
the
I would
first
say,
year,
yeah, I would
and
say
then they
that's
did it
good.
the
Any little
following
trunk
year.
or treat, if we have somebody to represent us to go, that would be nice. But then if we have our own event that's not a trunk or treat, but it's another Halloween event, it's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. Do you have anything else, Jake?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, Becky? Commissioner Walker, I'm sorry.
Since it's been cold, I'm like, can't we do any kind of chili cook-off, soup cook-off kind of thing? Like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling fall-y.
Yeah, it's definitely something we can see if we can be a part of the open house in October.
Well, we don't even have to do, we can do it in November, you can do it anytime.
Oh, you just want to just do a chili cook-off,
I
not
want
be
to
part
eat
of an
soup and
event.
chili. Chris is like, I'm done with this girl.
Nope. Yeah, we
I
can.
would cook too, but I want to eat it too.
Yeah, we can try to gather something. If you just reach out to me, we'll try to come up with the details to run the event. Iron out the details, put it out there, advertise for it. You want to do? Where would we have the chili cook-off? Where was your?
I wonder if
wants
the
to eat.
VFW hall
Just wanna
would let
eat it.
us use their hall.
Yeah, a hall would work.
Like VFW hall.
Yeah,
So we could do it at like a banquet hall.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember what else I was gonna say. Oh, and I could not get any gardeners to do a veggie stand with me.
I was wondering.
Nope, I tried, I put it on Facebook, everyone just said, I'll take your veggies. I was like, okay. I'm like, you can have them, but I wanted to do a community one.
Well, at least yours went.
It is kind of funny though, because since that one day when we talked about it, there has not been another
No one.
post about
No
anybody
one.
giving away free veggies.
Nope.
It was like that 1 week stretch there, and everybody was like, I have free vegetables, come get them, and then nothing after that.
I got, somebody sent me to Roseville, they, in front of that, one of the Salvation Armies or something over there, one of the thrift stores, they did their little free veggie stand, and they collected monies for the veterans and stuff. So if they do another one, I'm gonna drop off stuff there.
Okay.
Since we can't.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna go next, because we're just going down the line, okay?
Yep.
All right, so I was going to actually bring up, and I'm glad because Jake brought up that Frolic and Fraser idea, like to have something consistently at least once a month. But I had also mentioned, it was called Games on the Green, and it was only for the summer months. So it'd be like May through September, October, the nice months, just to take a different park and have an event at the different parks. Because everybody goes to McKinley, Steffens,
That's it,
Somerset.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Not Somerset, yeah, Somerset. And, I know you said your first big thing is gonna be the marshmallow drop, but I still think we should do kites in March. For $1.25, you can get 400 kites you can get 500, what's the math on that? For $1.25, I was thinking you could get like 400 kites for $500.
Yes, that'd be close.
And even if you didn't have to register, but if you just came and it was $1 a kid, $1 a kite,
Yeah.
you build those kites, they fly. I just think it would be fun. Somerset's huge. Fraser First Booster Club's, working on trying to get that revamped and stuff. It'll get people back that might have not have even seen what a nice open space that is and what can be done with it. And I just think that would be a good idea for March. Cheap, fun, good, and, you could expand on it any way you wanted, but the basic would just be, everybody gets a kite.
Sure.
There are those, I don't know if we have enough room though, but they have those kite flyers, that the kite team. They're like groups of, I think, four people, and then but I don't know if we have enough open space for that. Do you? I mean, it's,
I know before I was involved in anything, we had about 45 people show up. We called a kite club, and we got one of them to come, and they were great, and they brought great big kites.
because then they do the maneuvers and,
Mostly they just, they were real sensational kites.
uh-oh.
So, back 100 million years ago, we called on a kite club, and they did come out, and they brought their kites to show, and then we bought, like, the kites you described. And it was 500 kites, and they were easy to fly, the kids could decorate them, we put up tables, and they had markers and stuff, and they did their own decorating and flew the kites, and it went off, I mean, it was just a shoot from the hip kind of thing that we did. And the kite club was really awesome. So I think if you enlist a kite club, it kind of helps the whole thing go off because you got flyers, like you said, people there that know how to fly them, and they get it started. But just to let you know, I mean, March is fine, but you can run those almost all summer. You can have a kite club come, because they almost prefer this time of year more than spring.
Oh, okay.
Because you get more currents.
I just figured we don't ever, other than, there's like that dead February, March, before it's dead.
Well,
So-
Michigan is so iffy weather,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you could have a snowman building or kite flying.
Yeah, yeah,
It's hard to
so,
But, yeah, the kite clubs are really helpful. And if you contacted them now for next year, because they book up super fast. We were just really lucky. It was just really lucky that we got in with that club. But if you do call them early to book, because
Okay.
they book up really fast.
okay,
But that's always,
all right. So that was to go along with, for that, just to accent a different park, And I wanted to bring this up last month, so all my paperwork, who knows where it went, because we didn't have a meeting last month. So, but I had looked into a disc golf tournament. There's a company, there's actually a man that, you can Google him, his name is Philip DeLeon, and he puts on these disc golf tournaments, and he brings everything that you need. The participants would pay a fee to the city, and there's it's not big prize money, but I did look into it, and Steffens Park is actually big enough acreage to do, a 9-hole, but I just thought that might be fun. I always thought that would be good over at Blanky, just to have it for recreation purposes, because you can buy a disc golf hole net thing for like $85, and you could set up a couple, and then they would be, taken in at the end of the year so they don't disappear. But I just thought that'd be something to maybe look into as a disc golf
Yeah,
tournament.
I like the idea of disc golf at Steffens. I don't know about a permanent feature as far as like putting it at one of the parks. The only reason that I'm hesitant is because of safety of anyone walking in the park.
Right.
But if
Well,
we did it as an event,
Right.
and we did it at Steffens, that's a whole different, that's a whole different thing.
Well, I think Steffens would be, if you had this person come in and actually organize it,
Yeah,
Steffens would be great, but if we ourselves just wanted to do like a one-day, see what we could do with it, and
I
you
wrote
bought,
down his name, but if I can't find it, I'd love to have, if you still have it.
somewhere I have my paperwork, sorry.
Yeah, we can do a disc golf like tournament.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
And I know he goes I think he's usually working on the East Coast. He lives in Birmingham, Berkeley, a B word, Beverly Hills. He lives in Beverly Hills. So I know he did one at Stony Creek, so he,
I wonder if he does them in March. That would be a good March. Is it?
March is tough, like you said, because
It
we could
is.
have snow or
We
we could have
could.
nice
Yeah.
weather.
But I wonder if they can do it.
but, and I know that he's got a following, so people,
Wow, that helps.
so,
But April, May, I mean, even, obviously we have Easter in, I think, April in 25. We could do it either April, we could do it May, but we can do it whenever, you know? But, yeah, I'll try to find him, I'll try to find his information.
Okay.
We can do a tournament that day, that would be absolutely fine with me. Anything that, makes my life easier if he's got all the equipment and stuff like that, that makes, my life easier trying to organize.
and I can't believe how many people, because when I was sort of Googling around, I can't believe how many people, I don't even know how to play it, but I didn't know how to play pickleball either, so, you just figure it out, but I can't believe how many people, like, do these things. Like like a bowling, like people with bowling tournaments, they do disc golf tournaments, so. Anyway, I just thought it would be something different that we haven't had, so that's all.
idea.
That's all I have. Chris?
Okay,
Commissioner
well,
Coyle?
since we're on the things of the events happening or things to happen, how do you think it would be to get the ice rink back at Stephens Park in the parking lot? We used to have an ice rink there, and
Oh, the ice.
I would say, I didn't know we had an ice rink.
yes, we did. We had it, and I think DPW helped with watering it and kind of keeping it up a little bit. But I think a lot of people like the ice rink, and I know St. Clair Shores now is looking into doing an ice rink like Sterling Heights has, where it's a permanent structure and all of that down there, but I think it'd be nice to bring that back.
Yep.
And then,
So I did, again, because we've gone through so many transitions of, people. You can buy a portable, full-size rink guards and all that, and put it right in the parking lot and fill it. I think I got poo-pooed because, it's not cold enough, it gets slushy, nobody ever goes. But it's like, if you don't build it, they're not.
you won't come.
If you build it, they'll come.
They will come.
So anyways, so it's like if I remember what we used to do. They used to just like flood the parking lot.
Yeah.
But you can actually get the rink guards.
Oh, I think they had it when I was younger.
Was it a rink guard?
I don't know if it was a rink guard, but it was like wood around.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like there was. Because I remembered we'd have to
Used to
step
just
over.
flood that indented parking lot.
Yeah, all the gravel over by the diamonds.
Right.
Just used to
So anyways,
do that.
if you're open to that, we've always wanted an ice rink back.
Loved it.
So, okay, and what else?
And also on Sundays at 9 a.m., pickleball. Is that still going on? Did you do it this Sunday?
I did not because I was sick.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't put that one out. Somebody else did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
we were
thought,
doing
I thought maybe it
pickleball.
was you that put that out, because last year after Labor Day, Chris and I started doing pickleball on Sundays at 9 a.m. And then it got, we did it through almost to November, and then it got cold and we were done. And somebody put it back out there, they started doing it again. I thought maybe it was,
I thought
you included your Sundays onto your Tuesday, Wednesday.
I might have to check the app, because I want to say someone reached out about, does anyone want to meet up on Sunday? So it might have been the
So
group.
they might have like organized themselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
they probably were, but it wasn't me per se,
Alright.
but it was probably within the,
I thought it was you. I thought you put it back out again.
No, I wanted to do it again, but I had a head cold.
yeah, I'd have to check the app, but again, that's where the app comes in handy, is because people will say, hey, we can't come Tuesday, we're looking to start something Monday, so then all of a sudden they get 8 people on Monday in addition to, so that's where it kind of comes in handy, is you have this big
And what's that app called again? I'm sorry.
Team Reach.
Team
Reach.
Reach. So you just go to like the App Store?
Yep, and you would download Team Reach, and then there's a code that you put in, which is Steffens PB, Steffens PB, and it'll bring you into the group of the 40 of us, and
All right, I'm gonna do that. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I have. I'm trying to figure out the dates for, I just sent
All
a
right.
message to
Okay.
the Lions Club and
Well, if nobody has anything else, we're going to need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Hunter at 8:10 to adjourn, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right.